Hi, it's Brigham, and today on the Friday Forge I'm going to use the Glowforge to make a cool design with this grip tape for this skateboard.
Let me fly towards my hands, towards my hands.
So a while ago, my son drew up this design of Spider-Man. He doesn't really like it because it was a while ago and he thinks he could do better now. It's cool because maybe it's like a snapshot of his drawing skills at that certain time, or maybe I just like it because it's like abstract art almost. So I'm going to use this. It's influenced my design that I want to do for this board. I want to do this one on the bottom of the board. I'm not going to use the Glowforge for that. I'm going to make a template. That'll be one template. I'll use that to paint the red, and then from there I'll use this one as a template to paint the white over the red. And then for the top, I want to do something like this. This is just a general approximation of the grip tape that I have. So we'll just cut out this design in the grip tape and stick it on the board like that. I have never done grip tape before, so this will be a new experience. One concern is that because it's like sandpaper, it's not completely even. So I'm not sure that it's gonna be able to laser all the way through. Worst case scenario, what I'm thinking is gonna happen is it will be almost like a perforated cut, so I'll still be able to kind of tear it along those lines and make it cool looking like this. We're gonna do a base coat on the bottom. We're just gonna do a black base coat before we do our stencils and do the Spider-Man design. But before we do that, I'm gonna rough it up with some, I think this is, 150 grit sandpaper. We got that coat of black on there. We just have to wait for it to dry. It says that it's dry to touch in 20 minutes and to handle in 1 hour, and it's supposed to wait 24 hours to completely dry, but I'm gonna try it after 1 hour, see if I can put a stencil on it, and if I screw it up, then I guess I screw it up. We'll see how it is in an hour. Because we have the Glowforge Basic, this won't actually fit in there. So I'm going to be doing something that is not recommended at all for this kind of thing. I'm going to flip this front panel down and just do one piece of the grip tape at a time. I'll do one part of the web design on this side, flip it around, do the other part of the web design on the other side. Okay, I've got my design in the Glowforge software. This is what we're going to be cutting out. This rectangle is just for reference so that I know how wide the skateboard itself is. It'll probably the nose will be curved a little bit right here. I'm just looking to get a piece of the web on the actual skateboard. I have my grip tape loaded up, and now it's just a matter of cutting it and hoping that it actually cuts where I want it. So that was really nerve-wracking, but I think that it's gonna work. Like I said, it did perforate it, so these aren't coming apart at all, but I think that might actually work to our advantage. I had originally thought that I would have to be peeling each and every one of these little sections and placing them by just using my eyeball to place them in the right place. But what I'm thinking we could do now is I'll cut the other side, obviously, the other web, and then peel off all of this and peel off each of these sections here, but don't peel off this part here that we want gone. So that way, once we lay it all down, we get it all stuck really good to the board, then we can just take those little pieces and peel them up, and they won't be stuck to the board at all. So they should come up really easy. At least that's what I hope. All right, this one is looking good too. Yeah. See that perforated pretty well. So yeah, I really think it'll work. We can keep this all in one piece. let's start working on the stencils. I'm going to cut these out on our Silhouette Cameo 3, I think is the number. It is a vinyl cutter. It'll work great for doing these kinds of stencil things. This one's going to be red and this one's going to be white. We'll do the red one first, let it dry, and then do the white one. Once those are all dry, we'll do a polyurethane coating over the whole thing. And if you want to know how long it's been since I skated, just take a look inside these here trucks that I took off my old board. Spider webs. As you can see, I've got the stencils cut out. Now it's just time to do the weeding. I've got my weeding tools. I'm super not looking forward to this because there are a ton of tiny little details. This one especially, it's got a bunch of tiny things that I actually want to stay because I want that to be part of the paint, but they've kind of already gotten popped out just from the cutting, so it's not going to be 100% as detailed as I wanted it to be, but really in the grand scheme of things I'm overthinking it, and it's probably going to turn out just fine without those little tiny dots. That was really terrible. I missed a lot of the little teeny tiny details, but I really don't think that it's gonna matter. Hopefully this one isn't quite so terrible to weed. That was a nightmare. I definitely should think about weeding while I'm making my design because that took way too long. Probably the longest thing of this whole project so far. Next, we're gonna take some transfer paper, put it on here so that we can take the design off of the white backing and then put it on the skateboard and do the painting. Alright, it's been a few hours now because that weeding took so long, and this is pretty dry. It feels pretty good. It's not tacky or anything, so I'm really hoping that I could stick the adhesive template thing to it and I'll be able to peel it away once I've painted it. Here goes nothing. We got this thing all masked up and I am really nervous that this is gonna screw up somehow. I'm gonna peel off this template and it'll just pull off all the black paint or something like that. This turned out really good. I'm super happy with it, to be honest with you. A few things. I had to use these tweezers to peel every piece up. It's hard not to scratch the paint underneath the stickers or whatever. I guess you can't really notice it much, but in almost every single hole there's like a gouge, a small one from my tweezers. Not really a big issue. To be honest, I don't think I would ever do a design that has so much small little teeny tiny details again. I'm gonna let this dry for a little while longer before I put the other one on top of it, but that is the next step. Well, I forgot to push record when I started spray painting, but there's the white. This is looking so good. I love the way that turned out. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use some polyurethane and do a coating over the entire thing. You can see some places where I taped it, the adhesive remained. I'm not sure if that's actually it. It might have like taken off some of the black paint. There's also some down here where it's done that. I'm hoping that putting a coat of polyurethane will make it just kind of a uniform sheen over the entire thing. So I'm just cutting the backing of the grip tape right now because these pieces don't come up very nicely if you don't cut them. But see, after you cut them, they peel up pretty good, right where you want them to peel. Looks so freaking good, man. Dude, that is sick. Oh my gosh, I am so happy with how that came out. You can see that I kind of was off center with my grip tape. This one's a little less spiderweb showing than this one, but I actually prefer that because now I can tell this one's my tail, this one's my nose. And I got this red hardware. I didn't even know that I was going to be doing a Spider-Man theme, but that red hardware really works. Same with the red bearings. Man, I love that so much. All right, I am going to call Gregory and see what he thinks about the skateboard.
What do you want?
I wanted to show you the board.
Oh my goodness.
You ready?
Let's see it. Yeah, man, let's see it. Dude. Dude.
What do you think?
That is not, and with the red screws?
Yeah.
Oh man, that is sweet, dude. That looks great. Yeah, dude. Well done.
Now let's go ride it. Oh man, I'm tired. I'm very tired. Like I said, it's been a long time since I skated, and when I did skate, I wasn't very good. I think the only flat ground tricks I ever really knew was like a 180 and a pop shove it, and a pretty weak ollie. Nothing's really changed there. Couldn't land a pop shove it tonight though. Ooh. All in all though, this is a really fun experience. Taking these parts of the web out worked like exactly how I thought it would and how I hoped it would. So that was awesome. Having to cut the backs of these was not very awesome. It took a very long time, not as long as the stencils did. This was definitely by far the worst of the whole thing. But as you can see, it turned out really nice. And I'll be sad when I do my first board slide and scratch it up. Anyway, I hope that there was something in this video that was helpful or useful or at the very least entertaining. If you would, we would appreciate you subscribing and liking and sharing all that stuff. I just hope that I don't hurt myself too bad getting back into skating.
But as always, thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video, and hope to see you next time.